In the data entry transactions, we do not collect business data just for nothing. That's right, we want to analyze this data to make right decisions and to always know where we are right now. We want to answer business questions like this. What's the total sales volume for the region, let's say Europe? What's the total sales volume for the product, let's say televisions or smartphones? Or how many delayed open sales orders we have right now? To answer these questions, we have a tons of report transactions in our SAP system, whether we talk about the SD, MM, CO, FI or even the HR module. To demonstrate the usage of these reports, let me choose a simple one from the MM module, a report related to purchasing, the ME80FN, alias General Analysis Report. After running this transaction, we landed on the well-known selection screen. Let's display purchase orders, so let's select the relevant document category, and then within that the purchase orders that belongs to the vendor whose ID starts with 39. From the list, let's choose the 3902. So let's see all the purchase orders for the 3902 vendor. Let's execute the report using the button up there. Here we go, here is the list. What we have on the screen. We have a title bar that is saying right now we are listing purchasing documents. We have a few functions on the application toolbar. We can check the details of the selected purchase order. We can check the master data of the selected material. We can also display some additional info about the selected vendor. And we can display a print preview. These are part of the application toolbar, but we have also a specific toolbar that belongs to this list below. It provides generic list functions like sorting, searching, filtering, displaying totals and subtotals, printing, exporting, and so on. SAP unifies and simplifies the usage of the lists in the different report transactions with the help of the SAP List Viewer, or shortly ALV. ALV is a flexible tool for displaying data in the list format made up of columns and rows. Depending on what transaction we are running, the list may look different, but they mostly behave very similarly. There are report transactions that display the data in a classical list, in a hierarchical list, in a tree list, or even an ALV grid, like the one that we are currently running. Now I'm going to demonstrate the different list functions on this ALV grid. The first function is the details. It's not a big function, it simply displays the data of the selected row in a different arrangement. I usually use this function if I want to check a record more closely and want to see all the data that belongs to the selected record in one piece. The next function is the sorting. We can sort the list in ascending or descending order. By default, the list is usually sorted by the keys in blue, that is in our case the purchasing document and the item itself. We can also search within the list via the searching functions. Let's look for, let's say, circuit boards. If we are curious about the next hint in the list, just press the Find Next button as many times as we need. Besides searching, we can also filter the list. The first approach that I often use when I want to filter a list sounds like this. Just select a column that you want to filter and then choose a filter value using its value help. If we don't need a filter, we can also delete it. Most of the cases I use the second approach to filter a list that sounds like this. I'm only interested in checking, let's say, the standard motorcycle helmets. So I'm right-clicking on a row where I can find this material and then choose the option Set Filter. In the pop-up window, I confirm the filter. Here we go. Now let's delete this filter also. Next, we have a few aggregation functions, like we can display the total, the mean value, the minimum and the maximum value of a selected column. Let's check what's the total net order value. Besides this, we can display sub-values also in the list. For example, we are able to display the total net order value by purchasing documents. The next function is the exporting. ALV enables us to export the data into Excel, Word, or more other common formats. When we work report transactions, there are cases when we don't need all the listed fields. There can be some irrelevant columns that we would like to hide. How? Let me show you that. Just highlight the columns that we want to hide. Then right-click on their header area and then choose the option Hide. That's it. Alright, these were the basic features that an ALV list can provide for us. But it's not over. We can handle even more complex settings besides these that I want to show you next, so stay with me.